Missourians may not agree.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Kevin, New York Jets fan since 1982. And as you know, Robert Saleh was fired this morning. It was kind of a surprise to me, but not really. I had called for it after the loss to Minnesota this
All right.
past
Hello, everybody.
Sunday
This is
in
Kevin,
London.
New York Jets fan since
Hold that thought.
1982. And as you know, Robert Saleh was fired this morning. It
Okay, sorry about that. I'm over here. I'm trying to doing this video on the fly, so having a little technical issue here. Now, there's a lot of different stories about why Robert Saleh got fired. I'm just going to give you my opinion on why Robert Saleh got fired, and this is kind of his coach. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This is Robert Saleh as coach of the New York Jets in a nutshell. All right, this is my this is my impersonation of Robert Saleh. Okay, so when they're losing, this is him, like so. They're down 17. He's like this. CJ Mosley gets an offside in a big game against Buffalo, the game that Mike White almost got killed. Do you bench CJ Mosley? No. What do? You do this, and you do this. John Franklin Myers getting his weekly roughing the passer penalty and weekly offsides penalty. Do you bench him? No. You just stand there like this. You do this. Zach Wilson making mistake after mistake. Now, you're up 3 points. Oh, yeah. Zach Wilson throws a touchdown. Quincy Williams makes a tackle. You do the Quincy Williams impersonation. It's all fine and dandy, but you don't communicate. The entire tenure of Robert Saleh has just been one big lack of discipline. Now, you can give him a pass for the first year because nobody really expected anything out of you, especially you were inheriting a 3-13 team from Adam Gase. But the wheels really started coming off in 2022. They were, I believe, 6-3. Then you started having some injuries. Then the aforementioned CJ Mosley doing dumb penalties, pass interference penalties here and there, offsides penalties here and there, Mekhi Becton getting hurt, on and on and on and on. The writing was on the wall. Now, it ain't completely his fault. The offensive line was never solid. Um, but I think it was the right call. I actually thought that he was going to get fired if they had lost to Buffalo. The season is still somewhat salvageable, so to speak, due to the fact that because of the struggles Buffalo's been going through, now the New York Jets sit at what, 2-3. The Bills are at 3-2. The Monday night game, if the Jets win, voila, they are in first place in the AFCs. Um, I I'm not thrilled in some ways that Robert Saleh has gotten fired today. He seems like a wonderful human being. Everybody to a man has said that. But look, just because you're a wonderful human being don't mean that you're a great coach. Is he going to land on his feet again? Yes. He might end up going back to San Francisco and being a defensive coordinator. And you can do this all day long as a defensive coordinator. You can stand there like this, and you can stand with your hands on your hips. You can cross your arms. You can show a lack of intensity. The same kind of lack of intensity that really got Todd Bowles fired a few years ago. That's fine, but first of all, bro, you're in New York, and New York as a whole, different beast. So while I feel bad for Salah, hey, congratulations to Jeff Ulbrich. I saw the press conference today. He looks like he's got a little fire underneath him, and he seems like the kind of guy that's gonna hold people accountable. With that being said, the players have to step up. You got Sauce Gardner. He's only got one interception in his entire 3 year career. Darrell Rivas had 14 in his first 3 years. So you tell me, okay? And just it's just the penalties. The penalties have been killing us. The delay of games this year. Everything has been so inconsistent and just a lack of discipline, a lack of accountability. The interview by Quincy Williams a couple of days ago, it spoke volumes. The writing was on the wall. There is some blame, I think, as far as Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't been playing well. So that is part of why Robert Saleh got fired. But we cannot blame Aaron Rodgers for Robert Saleh being basically 20 and 33 or 19 and 33 ish or 18 and 33 without Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Now, if Aaron Rodgers were, excuse me, if Robert Saleh had been 33 and 18 and he gets fired at this point, then yeah, you can say, well, Aaron Rodgers kind of did kind of what LeBron James did to David Blatt with the Cavaliers back in 2016. But you really can't blame Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, right now, he's part of the problem. He basically walked into a problem, and his inconsistent play has kind of made things a little bit worse. But this New York Jets team is just too talented. Not only to be 2-3, but the way they've ended up 2-3. The constant penalties, the offensive line is not gelled like it probably should have right now. Those missed assignments. Brees Hall, where is Brees Hall? Brees Hall was going around on Twitter talking about he's guaranteeing he's going to be a 1,000 yard rusher. At the point he's going to be the first ever minus 1,000 yard rusher because he can't seem to get the ball past the line of scrimmage. And he's not being used properly. There's this whole Devonte Adams thing. I don't know if Devonte Adams can fix this. I don't know if prime Jerry Rice or prime Michael Irvin or prime Lynn Swan or prime Randy Moss or prime Calvin Johnson can fix what's going on here. So it's basically going to be a clean slate for Jeff Ulbrich. Hopefully he can get the Jets motivated for Monday night. I think they will be. I think I absolutely don't. Honestly, with all this going on, um, I think this is going to be a reset for the Jets. I think the Jets do come away with a win Monday night against Buffalo. That's a game that I will be doing a watch along on my Veterans Gaming Podcast YouTube channel and on my Twitter channel, and I'll be doing it on Facebook Live as well. Uh, but again, it's the end for Robert Sala. I think he probably should have got let go after last season, but it is understandable that he was given another year because of the circumstance of the Achilles injury to Aaron Rodgers. But this year, no excuses, and the team really has not progressed from last season. So now Jeff Ulbrich is going to take over, presumably for the rest of the season. There's a lot of talk. There's been talk of Bill Belichick, which that'll never happen. Okay. Um, then there's Rex Ryan, who I don't think should come back. I think he had his time. He's basically another defensive coach. You need an offensive minded coach. You also need somebody that's going to instill discipline. Rex Ryan was basically a more jovial Robert Sala. If Robert Sala was friends with the players, Rex Ryan was really, really friends with the players. You don't need a coach like that. You basically almost need a taskmaster. You almost need a drill sergeant for all my veterans out there, or a company commander. You need somebody like a Mike Rabel. I think he would be a great fit for the New York Jets. Maybe Jeff Ulbrich is that guy that's really going to start locking them down and holding them accountable. Hey, you get a 15-yard penalty, you're going to sit your ass on the bench. Maybe Jeff Ulbrich is that dude. So I'm willing to give him a chance and see what he can do starting this Monday. And if the Jets are unable to make the playoffs this year, it's pretty much a done deal. Aaron Rodgers won't be back. And then you might as well start getting ready to do a whole rebuild. You probably have to Going to end up probably losing Sauce Gardner somewhere down the road, and Garrett Wilson's going to be gone, and Brees Hall's going to be gone, and you're just going to have to do a whole reset. But hopefully, it won't get to that point. And I think that's probably why Woody Johnson pulled the trigger on firing Robert Saleh. This is the first time since 1976 that the New York Jets have fired a coach mid-season. So I do tip my hat to Woody Johnson for making that call. Again, I'm not going to completely blame Aaron Rodgers. He's partially to blame for Robert Saleh getting fired, but ultimately all the rest of the roster is responsible for getting Robert Saleh fired, and ultimately Robert Saleh himself uh, is responsible for his own demise with the lack of intensity, the lack of accountability. Those are good God, those press conferences at the end of the game, it was the same thing every week. Um, um, we're gonna watch the tape. Um, um, the other team played good. They played a little bit better. What are you gonna do with the offense? We're gonna score more points. We got to play better. You get the picture. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on the firing of Robert Saleh. It's unfortunate, but he's going to get a real nice severance package from the Jets. He's going to get a severance package more than any of us regular people will ever get when we get dismissed from our real jobs. Again, I wish him the best. I thought he was that guy. Unfortunately, he's not, and so now we have to move on with Jeff Ulbrich. And I hope that Jeff Ulbrich can guide the New York Jets into the playoffs. Again, this coming Monday, um, 7 p.m. Central Time, I'll be doing my New York Jets versus Buffalo Bills watch along on the Veterans Gaming Podcast. That will be broadcast live on YouTube